my name's Ellie, welcome to my channel, and today we're doing some more makeup stuff. I want to play with two Natasha Denona palettes. I had a random thought while trying to fall asleep last night, and I really want to mix this very, very cool toned matte and one of the purples, probably this one, depending on what it ends up looking like, and this really, really nice deep matte in the gold palette, and this fun, pretty shade. I have not actually used this one yet, because every time I open this up, I do a gold look. I do a warm gold look, and sometimes I put that in the crease, but I have yet to use this. I honestly probably need to do a look with this and like the brown, because I did a different look a couple days ago that I didn't actually end up posting, that had like a light shimmery turquoise into a matte brown. It was really pretty. But I'm going to start in the Lila palette with Nude Mauve so we can put some stuff in my crease and do some fun things. Because I keep telling myself that part of the fun thing of having Natasha Denona stuff is mixing and matching the shades, and then I don't do that. And just like purple and green are a lovely combination. And it's such a nice matte. It's very powdery, but we're working on it. I'm doing laundry today because I finally have time, nobody else is trying to use it, and I have enough daylight that I think I can hang it out to dry for a little bit. I think my sheets will have time to air dry, but I don't think my towels will, because we are also getting rain this afternoon, hence why I'm all pale and washed out. I really like the way clothes that are hung to dry outside smell. They smell so good. And no matter what, detergent or softener tries to mimic it, it never gets it quite right. And it saves you some energy. So, I was really excited to do that. Other than that, I've just been hanging out, cooking, doing very chill stuff. Okay, time to blend this out. And I still have that one little healing bump over there that's really messing with my blending, but we will get over it. It always just looks like I really fucked it up, and I'm like, no, it's catching on that one little bump. And this is probably what people who have texture and, moles on their lids have been dealing with for forever, and I'm just sounding like an idiot because I haven't had to deal with it yet, but it just looks... It makes me spend so much extra time going over stuff and being like, it doesn't look right. Even though my brain consciously knows it's because there's a bump there. The rest of me is like, no, not quite. You're not done there. Keep going. We're abandoning that and going into Python in the gold palette. I'm going to pick that up with a different brush just so that I can go back in with Nude Mauve if I need it. We're just taking a little bit of Python because it is a very deep shade. and it goes a long way. It's a really good shade. It's that matte to powder one that I really, really, really like. But they blend kind of forever while staying true to color. Like, they're really cool looking. I'm trying to keep most of it on the outer edge. It's not behaving a ton, but that's my goal. Turning out very smoky. I don't know what I was expecting. Because this teal is really deep. Making the stupid face, aren't I? Yep. Okay. Do an overblend. It's something. Okay. I am going to put down a cream base just for longevity and fun because it is earlier in the day than I have been doing these in the past. And I need to set myself up. So I'm going to open both these up so I can, that would have been smarter. I don't know why I didn't have these both just open in front of me up until now. That would have made sense. But putting the cream shadow down, and then we're going to layer on Aurora from the gold palette, and I think it's Amethyst from the Lila palette, using my cream shadow. Yeah. And then we'll kind of buff over the edges with the mattes again in a second. Once we get the cream shadow down and the shimmers placed and everything where I want it. Okay, seems to be ready to go. We will see how everything goes onto the lid. Would help if I could find my brushes. I'm going to start with Amethyst just because I like to do darker shades first. And Amethyst is a touch darker than Aurora. It's a nice purple. we do also get to use my Franken bronzer, which I should be able to use. I pressed it last night. It should be dry enough. And now for Aurora. At some point I would like to do an Aurora and Python look, just as the two shades, but every time I open up that gold palette, I just never end up using it. Or I'll start building a look with the intent to use Aurora, and I just won't. I will get like partway through and be like, actually I really just want to use the golds. Which is the reason I wanted the palette, is for all the pretty gold shades. Well, that turned out quite cool. I think so. Even as like a big main lid shade, Aurora would be really nice. I just don't normally pull for it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a bit more of Python just on the edge. And then we will go over that with a little bit of nude mauve to blend it out. Still very smoky. And then I want to use some of Juno on the inner corner, because normally Juno is too frosty for the looks I'm making in Lila palette, at least the ones I normally do. But I think it's a good complement to this surprisingly smoky shade. Ooh, do I want to layer one of the iridescent parts of the gold palette on top of Aurora? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that's what we're gonna do in a second. It's just so much darker than I was expecting. So I'm gonna take a teensy bit of lime chrome, this fun one, kind of pop into it and just take a little bit of swirly over the top to brighten up Aurora. Oh, that looks kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can tell yet. It looks cool. Oh, that made a really cool, like, beetly shade effect. Okay, yeah, we're going with that. That's really cool looking. I'm gonna stop myself before I blend anything else on it and make stuff really weird. She says while blending it further over the edge of shades. Ooh. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. I can tell the difference. It looks real cool. So, we're going to stop on the eyes before I mess a bunch of stuff up. And I don't think there's like a touch of fallout, but nothing that would have been a big issue. Now to see if we can do blush and bronzer without fucking up how I put my hair up. Probably not. Oh. Huh. So, my bronzer didn't adhere to the pan very well. I don't know how to feel about that. We will try to pick it up on a brush, because it's a really nice color. I don't know what weirdness in the formulation is not gonna let it stick to the pan. If necessary, I can technically crush it up and use it as a loose bronzer, but I'm not that committed yet. It smells really nice. It smells like chocolate. Probably because it contains part of a Tarte bronzer, and Tarte makes their stuff smell like either vanilla or chocolate like all the time. I feel like it is there, it's just harder to see because we have the low light from the overcast, which is making me very nervous that I'm gonna have to run out and get my sheets in a second. I do think it is there though. It's showing up on the brush. It is. I don't know what I would need to add to the formula to make it stick into the pan though. Like, I think it's a nice subtle bronzer, and I do like the tone I ended up with. And I am very nervous about trying to use it, like crush it up and use it as a loose bronzer. That makes me nervous. That makes me real nervous. But I did combine 3 different formulas. A Nabla contour powder, a Tarte bronzer, and I think either a MAC or a Makeup Geek eyeshadow. So maybe they just don't want to press nicely together. Maybe there was residue in what I mixed it in. Who knows? It smells so nice though. It smells so chocolatey. Yeah, it's showing up. It's subtle, but it's there. And it does show somewhere, even though I can drop it right out of the pan. We'll be careful with that. Okay. last teensy bit of blush. It'll probably fall apart as soon as I try and pick it up, because that has been my luck with things the last couple days. And this has already crumbled a couple times. So, blush. I'm really excited. I know I've been talking about being excited about trying my next panning blush, but I'm still quite excited. Looks nice. And again, just slowly killing that tiny little corner. Brows. Oh, with my hair back, I'm gonna have to do better on my brows. I like how that eye turned out, though. How are you guys doing? Is everybody staying inside, staying safe? Not going crazy from being cooped up? We're doing alright. I got the last bits of my things for attempting an overly complicated dress idea without a pattern. So that'll probably get started this week. I need to finish the dress that is mostly done. It's together, it fits. I need to do the edges in a way that I won't hate and attach pockets. I tried to put them in on the side seam, except I did not know how to do it or have a good plan, so it just turned out real weird. Ended up having to cut them out and re-sew the sides to hide what I'd done. Ending in a still pretty cute dress, and I'm just going to put the pockets on the front as patch pockets. But since I'd already cut them to be like internal pockets, they are full pockets, and I don't know if I want to just sew them on as too many layers or cut them in sections and put on... Ooh! If I snipped where I had sewed them together, I could do patch pockets on the front and the back. Then I could have 4 pockets. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do the edges first, so the dress functions as a dress, and then we will decide how we're fucking it up further with things. I'm sure it's extremely frustrating to my mom, who follows patterns. She follows patterns. She does not do much freestyle danger sewing, as I have been doing. So, when I'm like, hey, I have a problem, she's like, what's the pattern say? I'm like, I'm not using a pattern, I'm just winging it. What is your strategy? And she just looks terrified and stressed, because I'm doing things in her space, in her nice sewing space, that are mischief. But I made a shirt. Like, I really don't like the bottom of the shirt. And I'm probably going to hem it to function more as a vest because it's kind of a thick knit. But my theory did work. My theory of taking this exact shirt and tracing it into a pattern for tank tops. It does make tank tops. I'm very proud of that. And now I figured out where I could trim it and then add on a skirt to make it into dresses. So now I have the same pattern marked for making dresses. I'm very excited. And I got them all traced onto something nice. It's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and put on Lucky Clover from the Moonchild Glow Kit since we are still panning, and green is a nice color to go with this. Trying not to go too aggressive because of the more noticeable white cast since my hair's up. Just getting so close on so many things. Okay, it is spray time, and I just realized I never put my mascara in my bra again. Such a pretty green. Turned out really cool. I think so. You guys might think it's really ugly, but I think it turned out cool. And I'm gonna have to use that more often because that's a really nice mid-toned turquoisey shade. And I always feel like the mattes in the gold palette are super warm, but I think I could get away with like teak or something as a neutral crease for a more turquoisey shade. Although not that I like mustard and teal anyway. That would be nice anyway. Maybe this is supposed to remind me that my mascara is not that different when it's warm versus not warm. Cold, cool, room temperature. It's not like I've hated how it's worked when it's not warm. I feel like green and purple might be my favorite color combination. It's what I always end up putting together. Or like blue and silver. Blue and gold are also very pretty. Yeah, it's getting dark. I'm probably going to have to run outside and get my sheets soon. and clean up that mascara just got all over my face. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Gotta stop touching it and just be done with it. Oh, lips. Shit, I need a plan for lips, and it's getting quite dark. Let's see what we get. We'll do Griffin real quick, just because it matches all the tones we're going with. Realizing as I put it on that I totally intended to start using the liner I got to go with this to make better, crisper lines, and I didn't do that. I think it turned out really cool. The lighting is bad, but sorry. You can't see it very well at all. Hopefully I have a better lit picture on my Instagram, which has been linked in my description pretty regularly, so go look at it there and hopefully you can better see the cool, pretty tones that I think exist, that I can see in person, can't seem to see on the video. And we will do this again a different day with better lighting when I'm not worried about my sheets getting rained on while they're trying to dry. Thank you for watching. I will see you later, tomorrow probably, soonish. Bye.